Let's continue with the modification or editing of the profiles we have created in the Sketcher environment. For this we have a separate toolbar available named as operation toolbar. This right here is the operation toolbar we have. In this toolbar we have tools for applying the fillets or corners, chamfers. We have some tools for trimming or editing the entities. We have some transformation tools available by which we can actually move or copy our objects which we have created. Then we also have some tools for projecting the sketches, which will be helpful for us while creating the feature based models which we will be creating in the part design environment. Starting with the first tool, corner. So for an example, say I have created some object or some profile. What I want is I want to apply fillet on this particular corner. Then I'll go for the option corner. I'll select it. Now you can see when I had created this, I had selected this tool, the sketch tools toolbar again expanded. In this toolbar I can select the option by which I can corner it. I can apply the fillet on this. First option is trim all element. Whatever it is, I'll select first element, second element, and it will show me the four possibilities: this side, this side, this side, or this side. I'll click on it. Now you can see the line which I had selected, the corner actually has been erased. In the second option, trim first element. This is the first line I am selecting for applying the fillet. This is the second line I am selecting. Check the result. What it has done, it will trim the first element but it will not trim the second element. Like this we have these options available. No trim. I don't want to trim but I want to apply the fillet as well. See the difference. In this there was both the lines were trimmed. In this only first element was trimmed. In this case both the elements are as it is available. Again we have standard line trims. When you will go for the trimming, then it will only trim the standard lines. It will not trim the reference lines and all. As of now I don't have those, so it will be default applicable. Next we have construction line trim. Just to explain it, I will just delete this and this as well, so that yes, construction line trim. I'll select first object, I'll select second object, and I'll apply fillet over here. You can see the lines are trimmed but are kept as a construction line. So further if I need, then I can use this point as well as these two lines for further reference. Last one is construction line no trim. Again see this, the case is same as the standard trim case. So this is how the options will work, and whenever you want to modify the value of radius, just double click on this and you will be able to modify it. This is how it will be applicable. Now you can see as I am applying fillet, it is directly giving me the geometrical as well as dimensional constraints required. It has given me the radius value, it has given the tangency with both the lines as well. I don't need to apply the separate constraint on that. Next tool we have is chamfer. Just have a look at the chamfer. Again these options are same. First one was trim all element, trim first element, no trim, standard line trim, construction line trim, and construction line no trim. Options are same. You can select as per your own requirement. First object, second object, and then you have the option to define the parameters from sketch tools toolbar, or directly click over here and then define the parameters. There is no difference in that. Whichever you feel as better, you can use that option and you can define the parameters for applying the chamfer. Next tool we have is related to trim. Now in the trim there is a sub toolbar relimitation. we'll see each of the tool of this relimitation toolbar. For this I'll just create some rough profiles like this. Also I'll go for some curves as well. Say tangency, I'm maintaining a 3-point curve, then line, then again tangency. So like this I have created some curves, random curves I will be creating. First option is for trimming. It will actually expand as well as trim your objects. Expand, say over here this particular line I want to expand and match it with this line, these two lines. So I'll go for the trim option. I'll select it and I'll select the line. This line I want to trim, so you can see I can trim it over here, I can expand it over here. I just have to select the reference, say this is the reference. So you can see this line has been extended over here, this line has been extended over here. In the same manner, if I want to trim it, then I'll go for again trim, say with reference to this line I want to trim till here. Like this, this will work in both the ways. If you want to trim it, you can trim the line. If you want to expand it, you can expand the line. But whatever you use, you will need to define at least one reference. If you have not defined the reference, then the software will not be able to understand about which it has to be trimmed or till what it has to expand the line. Next tool we have is break. So for the break I'll just separately create a line. Say this is the line I have. What I want is I want this particular line to be broken into two parts. Then I'll directly go for break. Select the element to be broken. I want this one to be broken. Say from where you want it to be broken, say from this point. Now this is broken from this point. This is separate line, this is a separate line, and as per the previous properties it is being coincided with each other. If you want to delete, then you can delete this coincidence constraint. These two lines will be separate forever. Next we have erase or quick trim. You can just select it and select the object you want to completely trim or erase. Select it, select the object. It will be trimmed, not erased. If any reference is available, then the object will be trimmed. But if no such reference is available, then the complete object will be deleted. Next tool we have close arc. You can see I have one arc available over here, this one, another one over here, another one over here. What I want is I want my arc to be converted into the circle. I want to close the arc. Then I'll use this option. Select it, select the arc. See this. This particular arc has been converted into circle. Next we have is complement. Whatever arc I have, I want the complement of that arc. So you can see this particular portion is available for the arc. I'll go for complement. So what was the remaining portion of that arc was, it will be up here. This is the complement of arc. Okay, this was your trim tools or relimitation sub toolbar. Next we have transformation features. Whatever I have created, I want that to be transformed. Say I am creating a rectangle. Now what I want is I want this rectangle to be transformed. So I'll go for transformation toolbar. This transformation toolbar will be available in each and every environment. This time it is applicable on sketches. When we will go for part design, then it will be applicable on the solids which we will be creating. First is mirror. What I want to mirror, I will select that first. Say I want to mirror this much. Select the mirror and select about what you want to mirror. Say I am selecting z-axis, so it will be mirrored. Now the importance of mirror is, you can see the symmetry symbol is available. Means if you will modify the parent, child will automatically be updated. This is what it maintains, like this. next tool we have is symmetry. Again I will select what I want to make symmetry to, about this. So you can see it has been symmetry. Now the difference is mirror will give you both the images, the mirrored one as well as the parent one, but symmetry will give you the mirrored one or the child one only. It will delete the parent. Next is the transformation. One more thing, remember that whenever you are going for mirror or symmetry, it is not compulsory that you only select the axes. You can create your reference line or axis line from this, or you can convert object line into reference line. You can select that as well for reference for mirror or symmetry. Next I want the transformation. Again I will select the object and I will say translate. For now I'll keep it this off. So translate will give you the options for both copy as well as move. If you want to go for move, then keep this duplicate mode as off. Similarly, simply define a point, move, define the value. If you want to just define the direction using mouse, and if you want to give the value, then give the value for length. So it will be moved at distance of 100 mm like this. If you want to go for the copy, then object is already selected. I will turn on the duplicate mode. How many copies you want? Say I want 4 copies. Then it will be creating 4 copies for me like this. So one parent, 4 other copies. Now you can see it is not copying the constraints. If you want the constraints also to be copied, then you will need to go for object selection, translate, duplicate mode, define the instances you want, and turn all these 3 as on, so that it will copy all the constraints related to the object like this. Whatever constraints defined are being copied or translated. Similarly, we have tool available for rotating the object. Again it will work in both the ways. You want to rotate, you can do this. You want to copy and rotate, you can do that as well. I'll go for selecting the object. I'll go for rotate, define the center point, and then angle. So this is the case of move. Next case will be duplicate mode. I want to say 3 copies. I want to copy all the constraints with respect to this point. So this is how you will be able to get the copies. Now constraints are not being copied because the constraints were horizontal and vertical. When you will make the copy, it is rotated, those constraints will not be applicable. But if any other dimensional constraints were given, then it will copy or maintain that constraint directly. Next feature we have for creating the scale. I'll again create a rectangle. I want to scale this rectangle. Scaling, you want to enlarge it or you want to compress it, its size basically. I'll select this, I'll go for scale. Again duplicate mode and constraints are available. Just select the reference, say I'm selecting this point, then it will be scaled like this. You can see the scaled copy is changing its size. When the scale value is 1, then there will be no changes. Scale value is less than 1, then it will compress. Scale value is greater than 1, then it will expand. Like this it will work. If you will turn on the duplicate mode, then it will create the copies. Last and final tool in the transformation feature is offset. When we want to create the similar objects, then we use the offset tool. What exactly we do is, just offset. Then I'll go for the offset. Now again this sketch tools toolbar is expanding. We will see each and every feature from the sketch tools toolbar. First is no propagation. Offset with no propagation. I'll select one object and it will create a copy or the similar object at some distance. Value I can change it separately, no issue. This is what your offset is. I'm able to create the similar objects. If a line is there, then there will be a parallel line at some distance, equal length of line. If circles are there, then I will be able to create the concentric circles. If rectangle is there, I can create inside or outside rectangle. Let's see the other options. Offset. This time I will go for tangent propagation. Select it. Select the same line. You can see this offset is actually maintaining the tangency, and I am able to get the offset of complete tangent line. This is your tangent propagation. Next case we have again offset. I will go for point propagation. Select the object. It will follow the complete loop. So three types of propagation. No propagation, whatever you have selected it will be offsetted. Tangent propagation, whatever you have selected it will maintain the tangency. And point propagation, it will offset the complete loop. Now last option we have is for the both side. Whatever option I will choose out of these three, no propagation, tangent propagation or point propagation, if I want the result to be created on both the sides, then I will select this option as well. Now see, tangent propagation I want on both the sides. You can see the result. This is and this is the result. Separately you can change these two values, no issue. This was all about your modification or editing of the sketches you have created. This particular sub toolbar related to the projection we will see when we will go into the part design, because unless you have a solid, you will not be able to project that solid into Sketcher. So that's it for editing. In the next series we will see how to apply the constraints as well as how to inspect the sketches.